Hi everyone and welcome to another BricksMembers tutorial. Today I want to show you our migration assistant, which has basically two functionalities. Like you can import content from other plugins, LMS plugins and other platforms into BricksMembers, and you can also export from BricksMembers to other plugins and platforms. Now I do that because there is one big downside, of course, of using BricksMembers, and that is that at least for now, we are exclusively for Bricks Builder because it gives you so much flexibility with all the dynamic data, etc. We will likely also support Edge in the future, or like page builders that have a similar way of dealing with dynamic data and giving you all these controls that you can really customize your websites exactly as you want, instead of using all the pre-built layouts that other page builders offer you all the time. So in the future, it will not stay 100% only bricks, but we will only support a very small amount of page builders. That, of course, can be a downside because maybe for whatever reason you want to move away from BricksMembers, because who knows, maybe you just recognize it's not for you. I wouldn't know any reason why. Like, of course, I'm a bit biased, but like the feedback I got for BricksMembers is amazing and stuff. So I don't think that you would want to move away, but who knows? Maybe your client doesn't really like how BricksMembers or Bricks Builder or so works, and they want to use another solution or so. It can happen, of course. And of course, I don't want you that you had to work for nothing, that you had to set up all the LMS structure, all your courses and lessons and all that stuff, and then you worked for nothing. And that's why I also let you move away from BricksMembers, just to make at least this step a little bit easier. So I would say let's get right into it and let me show you how that works. So we're here in the dashboard now. You simply look down here on the system, click on Migration Center. Now this is where we migrate to BricksMembers. This is the first part that I want to show you here. And it's fairly simple. Like in the Migration Center here, you see directly we have import into BricksMembers, and there it's like a step-by-step assistance. So you can select here either from the current site you want to migrate to BricksMembers, or major platforms like Kajabi, Thinkific, Teachable, and Podia. So let's select the generic CSV here. You just upload the CSV. I don't do that now, but after that, you just map the fields or columns from the CSV to custom fields and also tell it what kind of content structure it should create. And then it will do all that for you. And let's restart that here. Just to give you that information in case you don't know that about BricksMembers yet. What I mean with content structures is that in BricksMembers, if you want hierarchical content, you create content structures here in the content and structures page. So you click on create structure, and there you can create structures like that one here, course, module, lesson, video, or you can have 3 levels, course, module, lesson, or 2 levels, course, lesson, 1 level. You would usually not do that, but well, who knows? 5, and you can go up to 6 levels deep. So I'll show you in another installation quickly how that looks like. And you have that content structure here. So you would have a course here now, a module, and then 2 lessons here, for example, and here another course. So you can create your own content structures. And that's why when I'm talking about that stuff, I'm always referring to content structures here instead of just saying courses or lessons or so. Anyway, let's go back to the Migration Center here. And let's actually migrate some content now. So I have LearnPress installed here. So we're migrating from LearnPress in this example here to BricksMembers. And you can see here I have 2 courses set up, a bunch of lessons here. So I want to migrate that content over. So I click on current site, and then it automatically detected that LearnPress is installed. So we can just select it here, but in case that's wrong or so, you want to choose another. Also, just to show you that here, you can select from LearnPress, custom WordPress stuff. There you can, like if you have some custom structures set up before with like terms and relationship fields and stuff, then you can even migrate that too here. Mixed WordPress is similar, but behaves a bit different. Like usually custom WordPress is the right thing here to choose. Then LearnDash, Tutor LMS, Lifter LMS, Sensei LMS, MemberPress, WP Courseware, Master Study LMS, Mysterio, and Academy LMS. They're all available here. Anyway, let's go back because LearnPress was pre-selected. And then in the next step, you just select what should BRM migrate. Everything detected. I think usually that makes the most sense. By the way, also the steps here, they adjust dynamically on what you've selected. So sometimes it can be that suddenly it says step 3 instead of step 7, for example, instead of step 3 of 6 at this stage, just because maybe it requires more step depending on what you've selected. Anyway, let's click on everything detected or next. And then we don't have any content structures created yet. That's usually the case after installing BricksMembers. So the content from LearnPress here. So here we have the level name of the first level, course, section, lesson, and here like the structure. Then it automatically maps all that stuff. So you're essentially doing what you would usually do now here, creating a new structure. This would be a 3-level structure, course, module, lesson. And there you also see, like, because I think in LearnPress it uses sections instead of modules, it calls that section here. But if you don't want that, you can also call that module, not nodule, of course. It's usually not what you want, right? So you can define the URL slugs here however you want, and then start import dry run. Does a simple dry run here. Then you see, okay, level count 3 course. Yeah, it would show you an error if it would detect something that's not correct. And yeah, then here you can also map fields if you want to, but usually that's all correct. Like, you don't need to do anything here. Could, for example, add mapping if you have some custom fields they are set up in the LearnPress posts, then you could map that to other fields if you want to. Anyway, let's start import. Now you see 14 content items imported into BRM structure course. Okay, cool. You can also roll that back if you don't like it. And we can also see that here now on the content and structures page. After updating here, it created this structure. You also see that structure here in the menu. Click on course, and there you see now it migrated all the content over from LearnPress to BricksMembers. It's all here, and because it's all native WordPress posts, essentially, even what LearnPress does there, you also have all the content here directly. So you see here, if I go on those, even all the content is directly in here. So you don't have to set up your content anymore. So much about importing from other plugins or platforms to BricksMembers. But of course, as mentioned, you can also do the opposite. So I prepared another installation here. And here, as you can see, I've already set up a content structure in BricksMembers with content, migration center. And now I click on export from BricksMembers. And that also asks me, where should BRM export this to? You could also prepare an export package here, basically the same as before, like a generic CSV bundle or bundles of CSVs that are specific to certain platforms. Let's restart that. Also, we want to move to current site here now, and then use recommended again. It's exactly the same basically as importing. Click on next. BricksMembers migration workshop. So this is this content structure here, BricksMembers migration workshop. Next. And then everything supported by target. Usually that's what you want. Next. Create new target object. You can, like, in cases where you already have some posts or so, some content set up in LearnPress now or other plugins, and you could also select here match and update existing or match existing, create missing, but usually create new objects or targets. So most of the time, this is what you would select. Then next. And there you can again select the mapping, because here's a little problem depending on the plugin that you use. Like maybe you have a structure that has 4 or 5 levels, but LearnPress here in that example, for example, has only 3 levels, like courses, course, section, lesson, instead of maybe course, module, lesson, video, or something like that, what you would have set up in BricksMembers content structure, because it can go deeper. In that case, you can decide here which levels should be removed. So, for example, if, let's say, you would have a course, module, lesson, video structure, and essentially all your lessons are single videos, that the video post type here to lessons in LearnPress, and then it would automatically create lessons from all your video posts, and it would simply remove the lesson posts that you have in your BricksMembers content structure. That's just the only way of dealing with that. There's no other possibility really, because it's like you can have more levels in BricksMembers than other plugins offer you. So there's a little trade-off, but this is like the best way to deal with that. So if that happens, like here, it matches now perfectly because we have 3 levels in BricksMembers and also 3 levels in LearnPress. So here it matches perfectly. It just converts modules to sections in LearnPress. So click next. Then you can again like review the target labels, etc. Usually you don't need that. Yeah, maybe you could actually remove that step, but maybe there are some special cases where you want to rework something here. Anyway, just click Start Export, and then you see that dry run stuff here again, and then Start Export fully. And now if I go to LearnPress, it should all be here. Yeah, it's all here. And what time is it? 3:32. 32, yeah. So that was imported right now. Of course, hours are a bit different here because of time zone, but you see that it's just been imported here directly. And yeah, if I click on lessons now, they're also all here. Awesome. It's all set to draft though. You would still have to publish those things. So you would just set it here to publish, and then it's all online. So this is how easy it is to migrate both to BricksMembers and also from BricksMembers. But of course, you also see there are two more tabs here at first, site transfer. And that is important for when you, for example, want to push a membership site from a staging environment, for example, onto your live environment, because maybe users already finished certain lessons or so and updated their progress and stuff. Then whenever you push the staging live, that would get overwritten in the database, and suddenly users would lose access to certain lessons, or maybe even some users that just purchased your courses are not even in the database anymore, and they lose access completely. That's of course not what you want. And that's why we're having the site transfer tab here, where you can sync database tables. So you essentially can export all database tables from BricksMembers here. Just click on that, allow, cool, it downloads that, and then you could that didn't work. Like, you could click on here and then just import the JSON file. And also, if you only want to sync user data to speed everything a bit up and not like all database tables that BricksMembers has, then you can also do that here. Just click that export button, gives you a little success message. Then you can also import that user data here after pushing your staging environment live. So we also saw about that. The Migration Center is not only there to migrate to and from other plugins and platforms, but also to migrate between BricksMembers sites. And that makes it very easy for you here. Anyway, then we also have advanced tools. And that's a bit more complicated, because that is there for in case you use some sort of weird custom WordPress post type and term structures before. Maybe you had your custom LMS set up. And so that's why you have those cards here. At first, here you can migrate terms to content structure items. So for example, let's say you have a taxonomy here that's called courses. That essentially means that if you have posts that are assigned to that term that has been migrated, these posts will automatically be assigned as children of the migrated terms to course. So for example, here now, if let's say BRM Source Migration Assistant Workshop would have been a term before, and that would have been migrated to that top level post here, then export planning and export validation, for example, might have been posts before that have been assigned to the BRM Source Migration Assistant Workshop term here, and they would automatically be assigned here as it is here as children of that term. So this setup here helps you greatly to move such custom structures over, where you use terms for the top level part and then posts assigned to terms. You also have field mapping available here, so that while it migrates those terms and posts, you can directly map all those fields here to native BricksMembers fields. And then for the same, you essentially also have field migration here. If you want to do that after the fact, you can migrate custom fields to native BricksMembers fields. I think that's self-explanatory. I don't have to really explain something here. You can, of course, also do dry runs. And here you also have the assigned parent from relationship field. It's, for example, the case if, let's say, you have a course module lesson structure set up with ACF or so, and then you use relationship fields to connect them, to connect modules to courses and lessons to modules and stuff. Then this is how you can migrate that over to native BricksMembers content structures here. So you would select the target child post type. So for example, here I would use lessons. And then I would select the parent post type. It would be module here. And then I can't select the relationship field here, but you would just select that field that connects those lessons to modules. And then it would automatically add those connections so that the posts would appear here correctly connected in the content structure. By the way, important, what you have to do before you migrate any of that, like either term to structure migration or assign parent from relationship field, is to actually create such a content structure here in that panel. And it's important that when you set that up, that those post slugs here match perfectly with the post slugs of the custom post types that you use, because then all the posts are already basically here. Like you would see them if you click on, no, not show hidden. If, oh yeah, it's show hidden, then an unassigned posts or unassigned items row would appear here at the bottom, and there you would see all the unassigned posts. But they are like not migrated to that structure then, like they would not be structured. And so this is essentially what you do here in the Migration Center Advanced Tools part, where then it creates all those hierarchical connections. So that's really important here. Just to show you that better, I just created such a post. So when I click show hidden here, you see unassigned lessons here. And there, when I open that, you see test unassigned post. So this is not part of any structure here. And term to post relationships, so it's all correctly here. By the way, if you have those and nothing of what you have here in the Migration Center really applies to that, you can also just select that here. Oh yeah, you have to go into edit mode, select that here, and then you can click here on assign parent. You just select the parent. So here I could, for example, select export planning, assign, cool. And now you see here test unassigned posts. So you can also do that manually here directly in the content structures in case maybe a certain way of batch assigning them here is not available in the Migration Center. If you maybe use a completely different way of structuring your content, then you can also still get them into your content structures like that. After that, you have to click Save Edits, and then it will recompute like your content navigation and all of that stuff that's important for front-end rendering. So don't skip that here, but yeah, you see it goes quick. And yeah, then it's done. The test is in here. So I think, as you can see, the Migration Center is actually really powerful, both for moving content to BricksMembers, away from it, but also for like custom structures. And of course, also if you want to have certain migrations from BricksMembers to BricksMembers, either via staging or if you have a server change or anything, it helps you with all of that. So yeah, if you haven't done yet and you're thinking of moving to BricksMembers, I can only suggest you doing, because it's amazing. And if it really doesn't work out for you, you can also quickly move away from it. I'm not locking you in here. So I hope this video was helpful. If yes, then please leave me a thumbs up. And if you would like to know more about BricksMembers, consider subscribing. And also, if you're curious how that content structure stuff that I explained earlier works exactly, check out this tutorial. There you will learn more. And yeah, I hope to see you in this tutorial and also hopefully in upcoming videos. Also, always, if you have any problems with BricksMembers or any suggestions or so, feel free to leave a support ticket. I usually reply within 24 hours, and most tickets are actually resolved within 24 hours. So that's a little bonus you get there. Anyway, I'm out, and yeah, I hope to see you in the future. Anyway, I'm out. Bye.